Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Back Four podcast. Can you fucking stop laughing? Jesus fucking Christ! Stop fucking looking at me like that.
Hello there, and welcome back to the
Back Four. You try to do the fucking intro.
Sounds like a fucking church preaching. Hello, guys.
All right. Fuck it, we're rolling. All right. Thank you for tuning in from Spotify or wherever you are right now. My name is Alex. I am hosting today. Shut the fuck up. Alrighty. We're just gonna go around the table now and introduce. We're gonna go around the table and introduce ourselves. Firstly, my name is Alex. I support Manchester City, Perth Glory, and Palermo. And Reuben, bro, shut the fuck up. Keep going. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. I support City, Glory, and Palermo. All right, Toby, you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Toby. I support Liverpool Football Club and Bolingoli FC. Let's go.
My name is Reuben, and I support Manchester United.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You don't support the mighty Perth Glory?
Fuck Perth. Oh, so no, actually.
Yeah, all right, it was different last year.
All right,
I'm Daniel, and I support the big up Melbourne victory.
Even though you were born in Perth.
Shut up. And the I hate to say it, but Chelsea FC, even though Fulham till I die.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cheers, love.
So just to give a bit of, I don't even know, just a preview as to what we're going to be talking about on the podcast. Basically discussing pretty much all aspects of football, Premier League, A-League, international tournaments, World Cup. We're going to be talking about that on today's episode and giving a special light on the Socceroos as well. Some of you may be wondering if we are going to discuss the recent events with the APL and announcing the A-League finals in Sydney for the next 3 years. We will be discussing that soon, but we want to kick the podcast off with some nice, positive World Cup chat. We will get to that eventually as more stuff unfolds. So I guess the first question is, boys, more statement. What a performance the Socceroos put up at the at the World Cup. So I guess let's just go through the games and just say what we think. Toby, what were your thoughts on our game against France, our performance?
Get that man, Graham Arnold, out of my country. Deport him. Send him to Europe. I don't even care. Get him out. The game management was terrible. He takes way too long to make subs, especially against France. We were up 1-0. He plays defensive against a team like that with Kylian Mbappe. Kylian. You don't want that. You don't want that to happen, you know what I mean? No, but yeah. The game management I thought was terrible. I thought we did good to go 1-0 up, and then from there, Graham Arnold just very much stuffed up the tactics. But yeah, that's about it for the France game. That's all I think we can say.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the general consensus that, that first 20 minutes we were absolutely incredible. I mean, we took the game to him, created plenty of chances. Lecky spun fucking Lucas Hernandez so hard that he tore his ACL.
Rabiot looked like an idiot out there.
My man came out and said he's considering retirement because he got bodied by Matthew Lecky that hard. But that Goodwin goal is going to hang that up in the Louvre. That's incredible.
That was an incredible finish.
That was fucking beautiful. But yeah, what more can be said? Graham Arnold, just terrible game management. Sat off, let them get back into the game. I think it was a stupid decision.
Very stupid.
And yeah, well, what do you know when you give a team with that kind of attacking quality the 80% of the fucking possession? Obviously, they're going to create chances. Scored 4 goals, and we looked like absolute shit. And decided to protect our goal difference by subbing on centre backs once we'd conceded our 4th goal. So that was
such a shit
absolutely
decision.
Brilliant.
And then we put Grand Qual on just really late.
Yeah.
That just works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was really disappointing, especially since I think he honestly could have done some damage coming on.
It just wasn't that game just after that 1 goal, not just to defend that whole end of the game.
I don't think he looked like he belonged out there, though, when he was playing Grand Qual.
Really?
He's just a bit young.
He looked, I thought he was all right.
Look what he
He's
does
young.
with, is it the Mariners? Is it?
Yeah, but he hasn't started.
But
To be fair, they did chuck him on in the deep end a bit. I mean, they brought him on and put him straight down Theo Hernandez's side, and he was absolutely just fucking running the show that night.
He's having a good game.
He was honestly, I reckon he was their best player that night.
Definitely. He changed the game when he came on. Lucas Hernandez was washed. Bit too defensive, in my opinion, for that left-hand side. Theo Hernandez came in, changed the game. That link up with Mbappe, very, very good link up. Been very good this tournament.
Agreed. So yeah, not really much that can be said about that France game apart from Graham Arnold showing some early signs of maybe he was indeed past it, and we do need to look for a new coach. But don't worry, guys, he's actually come back, and Graham Arnold, Jihadi Arnie terrorist ball, has come back and given us a 1-0 win against Tunisia, very important win. Toby, we were all at over in your house watching this game,
Yeah,
and
indeed.
we were going absolutely mental when Mitchell Duke, and I actually haven't announced this on Twitter, but about 3 months ago, I put out a tweet. I forgot who I was replying to, but I said,
on Twitter.
yeah, follow me on Twitter.
Ali
4803 on Twitter.
I'm still blocked. I'm still
still
blocked.
blocked too. He is private.
I don't even know what I did.
Friends see his tweets.
Alrighty.
Shameful.
Best
But
fans, blocks his best fans.
I responded to someone who said, oh God, I can't remember what it was. I think it was when the squad announcement came out, and I said, I don't know how the fuck Duke gets in over Adam Taggart. And someone said, oh, watch him score in the World Cup. And I said, if he scores in the World Cup, I'll get an Australia kit with Mitch Duke on the back.
I did see that.
And
Well, here we are.
yeah, that was a poor decision by me. So that's in the works. I will be getting an away kit with Mitch Duke on the back when I can get the
What a
funds
man.
for it.
Follows his word.
So support us on Patreon. Give us
Unlike
money, and
you.
I'll put that money towards.
Unlike you, who didn't dye their hair when England lost the Euros.
hey,
Yeah,
soon comes.
when's that
Yeah.
happening, Bell?
Eventually, maybe soon come.
Maybe
You'll see
no,
it soon.
don't. It's been what, a year now.
This man,
Oh, it's doing
this
it
man
now.
said
We should
before
win
the Euros final, he said England will win it, and if they don't, I will get the Foden haircut with bleached white hair and all. This man still hasn't done it.
Hey,
You know what? Let me defend myself here.
no,
If you go on
100%.
Sportsbet and you vote on who's going to win the game, if I bet on England to win, they didn't lose. It's in 90 minutes in regular. They didn't lose in regular time.
Okay, but
They
like,
lost on
what
penalties.
a trophy that is for England. You
It
got to
just
ask
means
yourself.
I technically didn't lose the bet because Italy didn't win.
I mean, considering that the full game went
Regular
over
time.
120 minutes plus penalties.
If I bet on Italy to win that game on Sportsbet, they wouldn't have won. I wouldn't have won my money. I count my stuff. Facts.
So Daniel, did you have any thoughts in particular on that Tunisia game?
A Tunisia game. Look, to be honest, I didn't watch a lot of it. I only watched the second half, but from what I've seen, we were really good defensively, and that's technically it. I didn't watch that much, as I said, but that was a really important win for us, as I said. And yeah, it really did put on a show out there, and yeah, it was a really good result for us.
Reuben, what did you enjoy more in that game? That goal from Mitch Duke or that slide tackle from Harry Suter?
Got to be the slide tackle from Suter, because that mistake from Carl Rolls is bad. He was not recovering, and then I thought they were going to score, and Harry Suter comes in Brexit mode, comes in, he takes him out. And one thing I got to say about that game is, bro, we need a 6 because Moyen Sigurdsson is dead. He was our worst
I
player.
think
Worst
the
player
best-
all tournament, bro. Don't even. It's just
No,
a wash.
I wouldn't say worst all tournament, because I did think he was pretty decent against Denmark, and I think he was.
Yeah.
I think he was.
Oh,
I think he was
nah.
fair against Tunisia. And you got to remember the guy's not a 6, and I think it's more.
He's also
I
slow
think
as
the best thing that Graham Arnold did, and I think he did it way too late. I expected him to do it against Denmark, but he didn't. But he did it against Argentina, and I was very impressed. Keanu Bacchus, putting him in the 6, trusting him to actually put in a good result. My man ran his lungs out against Denmark, and he completely.
He's
controlled.
got techers, man.
He does.
I have heard that allegedly there are a lot of top 5 league clubs lining up for him. A potential 7 to 8 figure move.
I didn't know he had the flair. I only watched a bit of him at the Wanderers, but he was beating the defenders. He was doing well.
I have
doing well.
seen a tiny bit of him in Scotland with St Mirren, but he is.
He's very techy. Though.
He
I
is.
didn't think he had that tech in him. I thought he was just an out six. Then he came up on the right hand side in that Denmark and the Tunisia game, and he was just.
Speaking of
yeah,
tech, well, let's
very,
talk about
very
Bajic as well. He was probably one of our.
Oh, he was
Oh,
class
mm,
all
oh,
tournament.
wow.
Two
Fantastic,
solo runs
fantastic.
against Denmark and Argentina. He did
Very, very
Very,
good.
Very
solid
unsung hero of the
defensively too.
tournament, I've got to say.
the Turkish Alfonso Davies.
Yeah.
He was very solid
But he squared up
defensively.
with Messi as well. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
not
Oh,
having
right,
it.
he was not having
I
He's
don't
very
care about
absolutely
your
not.
legacy. I want my country to win this game.
Yes.
He's very solid
One of the highlights of
defensively.
the Tunisia versus Australia game for me, Hannibal thinking he's a hard bastard throwing the ball at Duke on the
Right,
ground.
Hannibal-
Duke squares up to him. My man just walks back slowly to the subs bench. Just okay, geezer.
To be honest, imagine a Hannibal versus Suter battle. That's
I'd
crazy.
love to-
He's the
I'd
they're
love
two
to
of
see
those
Hannibal
Brexit
Brent.
players.
I don't think SBS is allowed to monetize literal murder on their
I
screen.
would love to see him kill. I hate Hannibal with a passion.
As a United fan.
Especially that Argentina run that he did. Oh my
That was
lord.
amazing.
That was probably one of our only chances of that game, and
Yeah.
It's great.
it
But then-
almost went in.
We
What I
will,
don't
we will get
like-
into the Argentina game a bit later, so maybe we'll just save that for now. But we will go in depth to that because what a game that was.
One thing I want to say about Aaron Moy before we move on is that I don't get how he played 90 minutes in every single game.
he
He was so slow. He gassed out so quickly. I don't get how he played 90 minutes.
But
I really don't.
We'll move on to the talking about the game with Denmark, but I guess still on Aaron Moy. Look, I think it's just still down to the fact that he wasn't playing his natural position. I mean, we know he's naturally an 8. He naturally likes to pick the ball up, go a bit forward, maybe link the play a bit more. Having to sit back and sort of screen on his own, for Irvine and whether it was Irvine Hrustic or Irvine and oh god, I'm blanking here. Irvine and McGree to sort of go forward and try and put the pressure on or link the play forward. I think it was asking a lot of him, and I think a lot of us expected that Moy was going to struggle a bit, but maybe not as much at times as he did. I will admit, I feel like a bit of an idiot because I remember when Keanu Bacchus came on against Denmark and me screaming at Graham Arnold, calling him an idiot.
Well, I mean, he didn't put him at a 6 and a right wing.
I know, he did bring him on at right wing, but I remember seeing him pop up on the thing. I was saying, "Oh, Keanu Bacchus, bring on Cammy Devlin, you absolute idiot! He's so much better." But you gotta give credit to Bacchus, man. Like incredible, absolutely
Very
incredible
good when he came off the bench.
Yep.
Very good feature.
I guess more on that Denmark game. What a defensive performance! That's probably
especially because I think one of the Danish players dropped a note and Mitch Duke picked it up.
Yeah, I saw that.
He gives it to him, then we changed to a 4-5-1. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't
it 5-5 or something?
No,
like that?
It was a 4-5-1 to sit deeper and sort of just not allow them to get into our defensive third and just keep possession there, which was really smart. I saw someone on Twitter. I don't know if this was true or not, but I saw someone saying that Josh King translated it because he plays in Denmark. I don't think that was true, but it would have been really funny. But I just like the initiative from Mitch Duke to see that the note is there. By the way, who drops the note on the pitch? That is very so incredibly stupid.
I mean, they were just middle tournament, bro. They were just
hold on a second. Wait, what starstruck me a bit was, so what would the note be on? Like, what would on the note would it be in English or Danish?
Probably most likely Danish.
So surely we would
Danish,
no. If it had to be Danish, they would have had to translate
they probably
whole thing
would have
in like 60 seconds.
You reckon Arnie's just got his phone out, just whipped on Google
legit.
Translate, just put it in there?
Oh, I wouldn't if he did, I wouldn't not believe him. Like he
probably did 100%.
So he just translates on Google Translate, just play 3-4-3 fucking or some shit like that.
No, because like to be fair, if it's just a formation, he could just like as a coach.
Oh yeah, obviously, but I think there would have been added instructions there, and it was great initiative from Mitch Duke to pick up that note and deliver it to the bench. But I got to say Denmark were really disappointing. We're going to get into that a bit later on teams that sort of surprised us at the tournament and teams that disappointed us as well.
There's plenty for the truck.
But Toby, do you want to talk us through the rest of maybe just the Socceroos Denmark game and sort of just lead us into how Denmark were all tournament?
Well, all I'm saying is that that Denmark game was very, very weird. I thought the first 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, we were getting cooked. They cooked our midfield. They were getting between the lines so easily. The fullbacks, or not even the fullbacks, the wingbacks were getting very high up on the pitch. They were putting a lot of balls in. But I feel like after that 25th minute, I don't know if they gassed out or something, but I felt we actually came quite back into the game. We were dominating for the rest of the game, in my opinion. Even towards the end, maybe for like the last 10 minutes or so, they were having a lot more of the ball, but they didn't really create chances. Our defense was kind of stuffing it out, doing really well. I thought we did really well that game. The first 20, 30 minutes, I was with you two, Reuben and Daniel. We were watching it together, and I remember all of us screaming like, "What is this man?"
I was concerned because
Moy was washed. He was so slow.
Even then, there was like 3 of our players down the line, one of their fullbacks, and they were getting through. And I was
man was like playing box to box when he should be like a CDM of some sort. We
were getting cooked in 2v1s, and that just had me nervous.
Like, especially the fact that we said before that he's playing 90-minute games as well. Like it concerns me.
The main guy
everyone there was playing a 90-minute game, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was like.
I was worried because. Like Christian Eriksen, when you sit back against guys like Christian Eriksen, it's just chaos. When you give him time on the ball, that's what I was nervous about. I was hoping. Oh, I don't want to say it, but I was hoping something else would have happened to Christian Eriksen.
Oh no! Okay, we're moving on now.
Don't worry. The group chat on that night, a lot of prayers for a certain defibrillator to be brought out, but
pacemaker to stop working.
We're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep the hopes up that Christian Eriksen does. Well in his recovery.
Yeah, obviously, as a United fan, I had to turn on. That tournament was high. I had to turn on Lissandro Martinez. I had to turn on Ericsson. I had to prey on the downfall of so many players. It's just weird watching guys who play for the club you support against your country. I don't know. It was just a different experience. Like watching Lisandro Martinez make that block. I wanted to snap him, and I love him. I love watching the guy play. So it's just the spirit came out.
Yeah, just with that Denmark game, it's just like you guys said, it was just we really were under the pump that first 20-30. I did sort of have a feeling though that if we survived that first 45 that they would just gas themselves out, because you could tell that they weren't really going at full 100% at the first half, but they really went out the gates in the second. And I gotta say that ball from McGree to Lecky did fantastic.
It's crazy because I didn't expect it. When he lost his balance, I thought, he's done. He's either going to fire it straight at the keeper or someone's going to make a block. When he got it past Schmeichel, for me, that's probably my favorite goal.
My brother and I got up to watch that game with our dad, and me and my dad were up there watching it. My brother was sleeping on the couch, and I was saying to my dad, I was just like, do I wake him up so we can watch the game? And he's just like, no, just let him sleep. It's a fucking school night. I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. And then Lecky scores. I'm just there, fucking screaming, but just trying not to just make any sound. I'm just going absolutely ape shit, just crying, fucking everything.
Especially because 2 minutes before that, Tunisia scored, and it shows you the scoreboard on the game. It's Tunisia are 2 points above.
Those frogs didn't even care.
I had an SBS stream up on my phone next to it.
Afterwards,
I was watching it, and I was just like, no way, these fucking frogs have betrayed me and let Tunisia get through the group.
And if you put Guendouzi on,
yeah, they had the
yeah,
but then we won, and then Griezmann scored. I went crazy.
That starting lineup for France just absolutely concerned me. I was like, no way they're going to throw this away for us. I know they're winning the group, but still, this is going to be a pain in the ass for us.
Yeah, when that lineup came out, I got a bit my heart started racing.
Also, I think we should give a special shout out to the absolute scenes that carried the Socceroos World Cup campaign at Fed Square. And all around Australia.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. And not even that. The Denmark game, what was it, 1 a.m. kickoff or something?
It would have been 1 or 2.
Tunisia or something shit like that. Yeah, 2 a.m. kickoff.
It's just crazy what a tournament
on a Wednesday morning. On a Wednesday morning.
That is the power
calling in
of
sick
football.
that day.
The power of football. And that's why the media don't fucking promote it, because they know we can do shit. They don't want football to overtake all these other sports.
It's a story for another day.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a big discussion for maybe next episode when we do talk about the APL and their recent decision.
But boys, speaking of the Denmark, right? Denmark, I think a lot of people had them as dark horses for this World Cup, and they crashed out. Were they not bottom of the table? I believe bottom of the table. They were very disappointing to me, at least. Daniel, what other teams disappointed you other than Denmark in this World Cup? I think there were a lot.
Honestly, Germany.
Yeah, very
Germany. For a team that was especially in an easy group, as well as a previous World Cup winner, not even that long ago. It's just, especially with the team they have, it's just very disappointing. They still have the same manager, right?
No.
Still right.
Yeah, low left and
they got
in there.
Well, they obviously do need to make some changes or something, because it clearly isn't working.
I don't think it was him. I think it was more the players.
To
lose to Japan is just insane.
Yeah, to be fair, Japan is a really good team, but just
and they
Germany,
had a couple of youngsters come through for them. I thought they'd just at least get to the round of 16.
Yeah,
it's because they lost it. It's because they lost to Japan.
And their kit was cold as well.
Well,
all the good teams are good kits.
All the teams with good kits got knocked out way too early.
The Argentina away kit is still beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. It is fantastic.
German home kit is cold.
Oh man, I reckon that's.
I genuinely think Argentina's away kit might be up there, and their home kit as well might be up there.
The Mexican ones.
Mexican
Adidas ones.
Mate, I bought it in Bunbury, and I found out that it wasn't authentic, and I was absolutely livid because I wasted $45.
To be honest, I mean, you spent $45 on it.
Yeah, but
what were you expecting?
I know, but I thought it was too good to be true. I was hyped up on Bunbury Cup action, and you know what?
It is Bunbury, mate.
Any other teams other than Germany? Maybe ones in the same group, Daniel, that disappointed you?
Oh, Spain the same group as Germany.
Got this out. Yeah, the Spain in the same group.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that.
Well, Daniel, any other teams in the same group as Germany that also disappointed you?
Oh, don't get me
a home nation.
Yeah, don't get me started about Spain. We're a fucking joke. Honestly, that game that we played against, what was it again? I didn't really.
Japan, Costa Rica.
Very dodgy.
The Costa Rica performance. I saw a bunch of people saying, looking at that 7-0 win, it's just like, there you go, Spain's winning the World Cup.
Nah. I didn't believe it at all.
They did nothing for the rest of the tournament.
No.
It was disgraceful.
That last game that we played, that was absolutely
Against
shocking.
Morocco.
It was so
Morocco.
obvious what Morocco were trying to do. as
Oh yeah,
well.
but Spain held
Morocco actually in the
83% of the possession, 83% of the possession, and did nothing. And you got to put it,
not on target.
you got to put it down to the fact that they had no proper strike. I mean, they
No.
had Alvaro Morata,
He's
but
not like
when you're
Alvaro
going into a major
Morata.
tournament and your preferred strikers are
Alvaro.
Ferran Torres and Marco Asensio,
Didn't even bring Gerard Moreno.
they didn't. No, I find that so bad.
Yeah, why is that?
Because big boy.
His whole possession.
Luis Enrique, he picks his favorites.
He's gone now, right?
He's gone now. And they got,
Such
I think it's
fast-
I hope
Della
so.
Torre or Della Torres or something, the under 21s manager. But
He was not the guy.
yeah, you gotta question like not bringing David De Gea as well.
No,
I mean-
actually, he wasn't
Look,
playing.
I
bro,
don't think.
improved.
Look,
he improved. I don't think he was playing.
I
so
don't.
think
I
that's a
don't
big-
know if he
I think that's a
starts.
big-
I don't want to comment on if he starts or not. But not bringing him to a major tournament like that, I just think is a bit.
I don't think. What's
Weird.
the point in bringing him? In my opinion, like, what do you get out of him?
Well, I don't know. It's more just principle. You bring your best players to the World
I don't think
Cup.
he's the best though. I'm
No,
not
no.
taking him over Unai Simon. I'm not taking him over
Simon was
David
dodgy
Raya,
that
and I'm not
tournament.
taking him
was
over Robert
terrible.
Sanchez.
Simon
You're not
was-
taking David De Gea over David Raya.
No, I think this season Raya's been better. I think he suits the kind of Spain like play style of playing the ball out better as well.
All right, but
I just think De Gea's been sweeping well this season.
he has been.
I just
alright.
think
He
Raya's
has
been better
alright.
on the ball. I think that's what Luis Enrique.
No,
Luis
I
Enrique
agree.
likes more. I think the bigger
But
misses.
here's my problem though. They want these ball playing goalkeepers or whatever to keep possession. 83% possession. What was it? 27 shots, none on target. What is the
They
point?
lack a striker.
I know they lack a striker, but it's just I don't know.
No, we
You
lack.
felt like that. You honestly watching it sounds weird to say now, but you look at that Spain team playing all this possession football but doing nothing with it. It's almost like they think they have an identity but have no identity at the same time.
Like
Because you look at that team, they keep possession, the way they move. You're saying, oh, this is beautiful football.
they
And
can't finish it.
They do
They
nothing.
can't finish their dinner. They can't do anything with their attack. They
Absolutely.
can pass it around the fucking back or the middle the whole fucking time. But you can't. There's no point if you can't finish. Like
They
we
went
have.
for vibes, not picking Gerard Moreno. That was just all vibes. Like, yeah, all right, one touch drills. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
No penalties. Oh, what's that?
Yeah,
Let's just
that's-
keep doing
thousands.
passing.
Enrique coming out before the World Cup saying that he's had every single player practice 1,000 penalties. Well, that really worked well when you got beat 3-0 in the penalty shootout by Morocco.
I reckon that's where you miss someone like Sergio Ramos, though, who is known to take very, very good penalties, and you leave him out the squad, which I think it's just, as a player, obviously he's not going to play, but as an experience, he's won the World Cup, he's won the Euros, he's done that, he's been
At
there.
least
he's been
put him
to
on the
finals.
bench if you
Yeah,
have to
have him
start him.
as,
Put
as
him
a
on
leader
the
and a
bench.
penalty player. Like, you have to take him. He's got a lot of benefits you can bring him for that other players that he did bring don't have.
And that's the major thing as well. We have too many youngsters on our team. I'm saying that's not a bad thing,
It's just a
but
lack of experience.
it's lack of
man.
experience. There's no they're not
Especially
gonna
in crucial games.
like a Rashford and Sandro situation. They're gonna shit themselves like in a big stage like this. Like
Especially when they're all so new to the national
Exactly.
team.
Yeah,
Compared to 4
Like,
years ago.
we
I mean,
have-
Gavi only made his
we have
debut.
Gavi, Pedri, all these
They're all
very
played well,
talented
though,
youngsters, but they can't show up on the big stage because they'll shit themselves. And it's just another thing with us. We just lack of experience. Like we don't have enough experienced players. We only have Busquets. That's it. No one. I don't even think.
watched
They
Mor-
put
are we
Busquets
gonna-
and Rodri
and
in the
Rodri
same
at centre
line.
back.
No.
Rodri is
I've
centre
got to say, as a Manchester City fan, I hate Luis Enrique. I've been
Rodri
saying
is
for
centre
ages,
back.
I bet he's
I want him
punching
to
the
be
air.
Pep Guardiola's replacement. But now I know that this
Play Rodri
fucking
at
bold
centre-back.
this bold Barcelonian bastard is going to actually play Laporte and Rodri as a centre back pairing.
Yeah.
No. Guardiola.
Oh,
I
yeah.
swear to God, if I see this man playing Rodri and Laporte at club level as a back two pairing, I'm going to lose my mind.
We have John Stones and Ruben Diaz. So.
We do, but I swear to God, this bastard's going to do it.
Busquets
He's
and
done so-
Rodri in the same lineup, bro.
Busquets should not be
All right,
getting
we'll move
anywhere
on from
near that
Spain,
starting
but
lineup.
we'll leave it on this note.
Horrible.
Not good.
Not good enough, but
No.
still, and this
No,
will stand the
it's terrible.
this will stand the test of time. No one presses Sergio Busquets.
No.
Alrighty. Moving on to Toby, you being an advocate for Bolingoli FC, I think you'd be the best one to talk about this. Talk us through Belgium's tournament.
Look, I think the first thing I will say is I see a lot of stick get put on my guy, Bolingoli, Romelu Lukaku, for missing those chances. And you have to put your hands in the air. I think my 80-year-old nan who lives in Ethiopia and can barely walk, I think she scores some of those chances that he had. You can't say no to that.
Senior, just
Yeah, her name's actually Fanta Nesh.
Fanta.
But I reckon Fanta Nesh scores those. But the thing is, they choked against Croatia. Oh, Croatia was the last game. They couldn't beat Morocco.
dead.
They couldn't beat Canada. No, I'm pretty
Dead.
sure they drew
Dead.
Canada.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah. No. Beat them 1-0.
Oh, they beat. Oh, yeah. But the thing is, they should
should've
not
lost
have
that game.
They should have lost that game very.
And when you see Canada defend as well, it just makes it look even worse. Like that defending against Croatia,
They
was
were getting
donkey.
cooked by Canada
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Wasn't even close.
Alfonso
And against
Davies
Morocco,
missing the penalty as well, and you got Canada missing some arguably very good chances.
And they're always ranked number one after bottling it every
Brazil-
tournament.
Brazil-
A golden generation for the next 8 years, and they
In
get knocked
fairness-
down the quarterfinals.
in fairness, with this golden generation talk, I'm pretty sure
They didn't get up down.
in Euro 2016,
No, I'm talking about other tournaments.
they lost to France, I believe. Oh, not France, Portugal, I believe, who won the tournament. In the World Cup last year, or in the last World Cup, I mean, they lost to they lost to France,
Yeah.
who won the tournament. And then in the Euros last year, they lost to Italy, who then went on to win the tournament. So in their defense, they lost to the winners every time.
Yeah.
And they were never really favorites, in my opinion. They were
No,
always like
they're
dark
always-
horses,
they're-
but they weren't favorites. So
Yeah,
I can't-
they're always
you
like-
can't really blame the golden generation. But with
Yeah.
this tournament, it was disgraceful. To get absolutely pummeled by Canada, did not deserve to win that game and get lucky with an Alfonso Davies miss. Then against Morocco, for Thibaut Courtois to have two of the biggest howlers I've seen after people call him the best goalkeeper in the world, to have a performance like that, insane. You wouldn't see Alisson do that. Just Liverpool bias, but you wouldn't.
Here we
And then
fucking go.
Here we go.
against Croatia, they came out a lot better. I thought they were very good creating chances, but Lukaku has not got that match fitness. It's not an excuse. A striker, doesn't matter how many games you miss, you should be scoring some of those chances, especially that one he had with his chest. Oh my! I was screaming at myself. But
Anabolic steroids don't.
he's at fault for that game, but they shouldn't have been in that
Anabolic
position.
steroids don't.
They shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. But he shanked it, I think.
He needs to do less Calvin Klein commercials.
He needs to.
Oh my
He
lord.
needs to get off the bulk. He
I don't
needs
think.
Yeah.
I don't think. Who was it? Robert Martin. I don't know who their
to-
manager is.
Roberto
Roberto Martinez. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think he should have put Lukaku in the game that early. I think halfway, like he's not fit. He hasn't played since like August or something like that, or October, September, and he put him in at halftime. I think it's a dumb decision, in my opinion. I think he should have kept with Batshuayi. I think Batshuayi scored some of those chances.
Just with Belgium, I mean, it's major cause of concern for any
washed.
Belgian supporters. I mean,
stuff that happened.
they've gone through that golden generation. You got
Just
Vertonghen
chocolate merchants.
and Alderweireld, they're gone. De Bruyne, he's going to be gone soon. Lukaku, he's looking like he's getting past that. Hazard, he's retired from the national team now.
He's got Nyash though. Hazard.
He has got
Bunda.
he's got
Not
Bunda.
as big
He's
as
got
yours, but
serious
he's got
packs.
Batty.
Serious squad.
Serious.
Batty.
But yeah,
There's
just
some good plays coming through though.
just as an extra, they got some decent
Jeremy
players coming
Doku,
through.
Amadou Onana.
I remember seeing someone say Jeremy Doku would be outbreak player of the tournament, and
To be fair, he
looking
didn't
back
get
on it
played that
now,
much.
He didn't.
No.
I don't remember him playing.
Amadou Onana, I think, is a very good player. That can
Oh,
come from
and
the squad.
Onana, honestly, I think was probably their best player. In my opinion, was their best player. Or actually,
Yeah,
no, sorry.
I don't think.
Oh,
You can say.
maybe-
I don't.
maybe not
I
the
wouldn't
best
call a
player.
single player like they were all terrible.
They were terrible. Don't get me wrong, but I'd say Onana is definitely one for the future to
He's
control that
very
midfield.
good at Everton with that. That partnership he's built with Iwobi, the goat,
Oh, here we go.
and
Here
and
we go.
Idrissa Gana Gueye. They form a very good midfield. But yeah, I think he's very good for their future if they can get a squad together. But
They've really got to get some new defensive talents in. They look
Max and
okay in
halves.
attack, but it's just we'll see in the coming years. But right now, it's looking pretty much all doom and
the
gloom.
one thing I
for
will say is
Belgium.
Vincent Kompany, he's doing a really good job at Burnley. And one thing I've found really interesting is he's brought a lot of players from Belgium who are all really young to the Burnley squad. So if they can make it up to the Prem, and they if they make it up to the Prem this season, which they look likely to do, I think they can have some breakout seasons, and Belgium could have a really good squad.
I saw a
in
lot
the
of people.
future.
I saw a lot of people doubting him at the start of the season, but I'm
Done
really,
really well.
he's
Very
changed the entire culture of Burnley Football Club.
I said this.
which is-
I said this was going to happen
Yeah,
last season. But
Well, I knew it was going to happen because
this is
I knew
sorry for
company
another
would
day.
do good.
Sorry for
Did
another
I
day.
did I think he'd be doing this well? No,
No, he's
I
done
think he
really
would have
well.
gotten finals with Burnley. Yes, I didn't think he'd be first place.
Well, this is a story for another day. But let's move on.
Yeah,
Alex,
of course.
what team disappointed you, lad?
I've got to say it's got to be Serbia. Look,
Certain man in the
as
group
a
chat
look
said they were winning
as
the World
a
Cup.
as a
David.
as
dodgy
a Serie A connoisseur of myself, seeing Serbia bringing a lot of Serie A talents to the World Cup. You know, I was actually thinking that there was going to be something serious there, and I remember watching a lot of YouTube videos In particular, Mackwell on YouTube. Big fan of his channel, but I remember him predicting that we were going to have I believe it was a Serbia versus Brazil semi-final.
I did see that.
Serbia versus Brazil semi-final with a Denmark versus Brazil final, by the way.
So Danny Aaron's put him as runner-up. But
Yeah.
I think I was taking.
But look, I think a lot of people were expecting big things from Serbia because they've got some not massive names, but
good squad.
they had a very, very solid squad. You got
On qualifiers too.
yeah, 100%,
ahead of Portugal.
100%. But you got ballers like Milinkovic-Savic and stuff like that.
He played well in my opinion.
He
Especially
did
against
play really
Cameroon.
well, but you
Against Cameroon,
you
he
expect
played
someone like Milinkovic-Savic to play really well, and I'm so surprised he's never got a move away from Lazio.
He's been linked.
He's been linked for years.
He's been linked for
Man
years,
United a
but
lot as well.
I remember seeing some stuff ages back saying that they want the money for him and no one's willing to pay that kind of fee, which is stupid. Because I've been saying this: if City got rid of Bernardo Silva, Milinkovic-Savic instantly would have been one of the people I was looking at to bring in because I'm such a fan of his. He is an incredible player.
He is a tank.
But yeah, look, it just wasn't good enough, really.
Yeah.
Like I never really watched the Serbia game and looked at it thinking, oh, these guys are going to be some sort of serious team in this comp. I mean,
to be fair,
you really would hope seeing that kind of squad that they'd be able to put up something, but they just never really did.
yeah, the one problem I have with Serbia is they couldn't get a result against Switzerland. They get a result against Switzerland, my boys Cameroon are through the knockouts. All they had to do was get a draw. One goal.
Speaking
Abu Bakar.
Speaking of Cameroon, in my opinion, up there with Argentina, Netherlands for match of the tournament, Cameroon versus Serbia.
Oof.
That
We were at the
match,
gym watching that game.
what a
At the
game.
gym.
I was
At
at
those
home
games.
watching that.
We were at the
Can I
gym.
just
Leg
say,
day.
if you have Peter Drury commentating on that match, it's match of the tournament. But because you had Martin Tyler, the absolute shell of a commentator he is right now,
Past his prime.
Way past it.
Abu Bakar scores and Choupo-Moting scores
Oh, what a player.
to complete the comeback, and my guy can barely
Vincent Abu
raise
Bakar.
his voice. Abu Bakar scores, he's onside, and he's just like, and Abu Bakar slides it in, but you'd imagine that it's offside here. No emotion,
finishes
not
as
even
well.
when he scores. Choupo-Moting scores the equalizer, nothing like that as well, and still. And Daniel, do you want to say
I
something?
reckon it's because of what me and Reuben were talking about the other day. He's just past it. Like he's seen like
The
too.
Aguero
He's seen
moment
too much.
Took half the life out of him.
Legit.
It took 50 years off him.
Like,
it was a
past
good
it.
piece. though.
Seeing Rooney just thunder cunt the ball every 2 weeks probably took the rest out of him.
Yeah, legit. All
Is
those
he the
Man
one for
United
the
ones.
Rooney bicycle kick as well?
I think so, yeah. That
Yeah.
would have been, yeah.
He's
It was a
just
Manchester-
he's
it was a
seen it.
Manchester derby, would have been.
Yeah.
He's
Game
seen.
Carlos Tevez.
He's just seen it all. Like he doesn't need to see it anymore. He's seen it. He's seen it all.
He's seen
yeah,
Joey
he's watched.
Barton play football.
Yeah,
The
legit.
man's
He's seen all the
seen
stuff.
everything.
My man's seen Joey Barton get red carded in the 93-20 Man City.
I guess it makes sense though, because if you've seen everything in football, what actually is a shock to you? Like Morocco getting through shore, first African nation.
Yeah,
but, like,
that is true.
that
yeah.
man's seen crazy things. I guess it's time for Peter
It
Drury.
just kills me, man. I was watching a
Drury can
replay
have
of the
fun,
Argentina versus Netherlands game today, and Weghorst's equalizer in the last minute. All he could muster up was a beautifully worked set piece. Like, no, go crazy!
much.
It's a
Seconds left
90
of the
plus 10th minute equalizer
How
to
old
bring
is
it to extra time after after the most fiery game of the tournament, and nothing. It was really disappointing to see. But
on
yeah,
this one.
we're getting off the topic with Serbia.
He's
I guess.
77 years old.
77.
Inshallah, he's gonna die.
Older than City,
No,
bro.
don't say that.
Older than City.
Alright, cut
No,
that
but
out.
that man's he's too old for commentary.
I think he is.
He's got
Like,
no-
respect,
How old's Drury?
respect to him, in my opinion, easily one of the best commentators of all time. But sadly, I think
He's ruining his
time
legacy.
is
Drury-
gone.
He's ruining his
Um,
legacy.
Is there any
Drury's
more?
only
Is there any
55.
more squads that we really want to talk about, boys? Reuben, do you have anyone in particular?
I was a little disappointed by Brazil. I mean, they did get out of the group, but just the fact that they had so many chances against Croatia. And when you watch a match like Croatia-Brazil, you watch Morocco-Portugal, it's so obvious what Croatia and Morocco are going to do. They're going to wait it out for the shootout. They're prepared for this moment. They don't care about playing good football. They don't really care about making chances. They just want to get to the shootout, and they prepare for these moments. And when Brazil had all those chances, and then they had amazing squad depth. Their second team looked fucking amazing in that tournament as
To
well.
be fair, the second team lost to Cameroon, so
That is
Yeah,
true.
but-
But Cameroon are vibes and inshallah.
absolutely
Mm.
massive.
Vincent Abubakar is a legend,
be
scoring
retired,
against
though.
Brazil to win him the game, taking his shirt off, getting sent off, and then dapping up the ref, and then getting off the pitch.
The ref was laughing too.
That man is a living
Bakar,
legend.
my opinions
Mohamed
have changed
Salah,
so
come
much.
outside. You can never have this much.
Yeah, when he
just
said
vibe.
that about
Egyptian
Salah,
fraud.
I hated that man.
No, Egyptian
But now-
fraud.
but now
Egyptian
Abu
fraud.
Bakar, that's my guy.
And that's how I was an Egyptian fraud.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's an Egyptian.
Daniel, and I guess Reuben as well. Do you guys have anything to say about iShow Speed's favorite country? Sui. Anything about the great Portugal?
I liked Rafa Leao in that tournament.
Very good.
I he was getting 2v1s. He was beating them. Just impressive. Like, he had really good one-on-ones in that tournament. When I felt, when you see wingers, you think, yeah, they're not going to get this. But then he gets through. He gets something out of it at least.
Yeah. It's a very similar build, like physically. Him and Cody Gakpo, they remind me a lot of Leroy Sané and just their type of build in terms of as a winger. But I got to say, he's definitely going to be in demand in the coming years, along with Gakpo, guys like Kvaratskhelia, Mudryk as well.
He's just got to put the rap career aside.
Yeah, he's got class though. But he should come on way earlier against Morocco.
No.
I think he came on way too late. Him and Cancelo changed the game.
Yeah,
and they had a lot.
Dallo and Rafael Guerrero starting ahead of Cancelo. Even when I first looked at that, I was thinking that's
because of the game before that. It's kind of like the Ronaldo situation where he got subbed. They won 6-1. You're not going to bench him after that, but he's still
I honestly think when in that game where they had got Carlo Ramos, I don't know if anyone's seen there's a video surfacing on Twitter of him.
I've seen it. It's crazy.
Yeah. But let's not get into that, please. We do want to keep this family friendly. Well, we've kind of been swearing a lot, but relatively. MA15. But
crazy stroke.
With Portugal as
but,
well.
Anyway, sorry, Dan. I'll just finish this.
No, you're right.
So with Goncalo Ramos, you've just got to... They look so much more fluent when they're playing with them. And I remember Thogden catching a lot of crap before the tournament saying Ronaldo shouldn't start because Portugal played better
without him. I think Thogden just cops crap for everything he says.
He deserves it, though. I hate him so much.
If Jota was fit...
they would have lost. They would have lost. They would have lost.
As you know,
I
wrote for that man in the chat. But if he was fit, I think they do a lot better, especially in that game against Morocco, because he's so much more dynamic than someone like Ramos.
Link-up play.
Ramos was stagnant. He couldn't move. He was just sat there. Ronaldo wasn't much better, but I think a player like Jota at the number 9 position could bring
I do respect them, though. As much as I've defended Ronaldo in the past, it's just good to see them looking to the future and playing their young
Another thing as well, with who were they using goalkeeper? The Costa? Was it Diego Costa? What you have Sarr and...
but Diego Costa's been really good in at club level.
I gotta say,
club level this season though. But when I was watching him play,
Champions League as well.
Yeah, when I saw him play, he just looks starstruck. He
made a couple like errors, like in that Ghana game especially. That fraud and Rocky Williams.
I just reckon they need a bit more experience in goal.
Diego Costa is a really good goalkeeper in my opinion. He's got a very high ceiling. Very high ceiling. I see a lot of United fans saying they want him at the club. I do think they should have started Jose Sarr over him though. I think he's got a bit more. I think he's got a bit more experience. He's been very consistent.
He's been very good.
The thing is for me though, does he have that much national team experience? Because I know Rui Patricio was still starting.
He doesn't
at the Euros at least last year.
Yeah,
but just form wise, he's just better.
I think Diego Costa's been on better form this season, which is why
that is true.
I don't think
but I would.
But he's not on the level.
At what point does good form get outweighed by the fact that someone's just a better player?
But would you say that Diego Costa cost them the tournament? Because I wouldn't say so.
I wouldn't say that. No, I'd say that inconsistencies with their attack and stuff like that, their inability to break down teams like Morocco really cost them. But Morocco have only conceded 1 goal.
Impressive.
And on that note, let's get on to some teams that impressed us. I guess I'll start off. I'm going to, have the absolute honor to talk about Morocco. They have been absolutely incredible this tournament. Just brilliant, simply. Not a single goal conceded in the knockout stages. Beat Portugal, beat Spain, got through their group relatively flawlessly, you'd have to say.
Top of the group. That was
just crazy scenes. And you got to say, they were quality all over the park. I mean, Hakim Ziyech, I saw a lot of people saying he was a fraud going into the tournament. Myself included. I'm not the biggest Ziyech fan.
Can we just talk about the man himself at the moment? He's got a big smile on his face before when you mentioned Morocco. And I rember this as a Chelsea fan myself. You said Ziyech is washed, and now he's
Chelsea,
one of your...
At
Chelsea, he is washed.
He's
still a player.
He's been terrible at Chelsea. You can't put that.
But next minute, as soon as he's national team...
But Toby, I will give you a bit of credit though, because I do remember you saying at the start of the tournament he's washed for Chelsea, but he'll turn up for Morocco.
The only thing is, the sacking of their manager was really well timed, because 2 of their best players, in my opinion, it's hard to say Mazraoui's been their best because he missed their last game, but he has been very quality on that left hand side defensively and going up on the pitch. And Hakim Ziyech as well has obviously been in the group stage a killer, and they were 2 people who openly had had quarrels with the last manager and weren't playing for the national team. So the fact that they sacked him, they said, "Oh, screw this coach. We're going to back our superstars, and we want them in our team." They sacked the manager. They got the new management, and they've been playing great football. So
And
I think it was a really good decision from the board.
yeah, agreed. And a man that you have been advocating to be signed by Liverpool to fix your midfield problems, the great man Amrabat himself. Yeah, you gotta just tell us about Amrabat, Toby. Just what
What a player! Everywhere on the pitch, playing balls like he's prime Perlo. He's a regista. He's a 6. He's everything. Bring him to Anfield. Get this washed man, that bold fraud, Fabinho, out of my midfield.
Get him
and
out.
Get in this new bold fraud.
Get him out.
Amrabat.
Actually, no, keep Fabinho in.
He's not.
Keep Fabinho.
But he's in my opinion, Fabinho's not even that old. He's like 29 or something like that.
Keep
but
him in.
Amrabat is the clear future of our football club.
You just got to
Get him
vote.
in.
No.
He's so good defensively.
No,
He's
no.
everywhere. He's like Kante in the fact that he's everywhere, but he's also like Rodri in the fact that he sits deep and he can do that as well. And on top of that, his distribution is insane. The way he beats the press, he's like Busquets in that sense as well. He's like every good 6 in the world right now put together. He's incredible at this tournament.
He's going to hear this podcast and go to Man City straight away.
If he goes to Man City, I might cry. If he goes to City, I'll cry.
Well, we'll just go to the MLS after this.
I don't know if you boys have seen
Come
it on
on,
TikTok,
Seattle.
but I've seen so many TikTok thirst traps for Yassine Bouno, the goalkeeper.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that little mole on the side of his face? It looks whack.
But
See him in the sun.
Doesn't
His
matter.
face
He's a
is
good goalkeeper.
chiseled, bro. He's a handsome man. He's a very handsome man.
But you know who I think has been the star player for Morocco this season? This World Cup actually.
Would it happen to be
Jawad
Yeah.
El Yamik,
Yep, we thought so. We
the
thought so.
best centre back in the world.
Goated FIFA card as well. Just got
Yeah.
that storyline card. Beautiful.
Facts, I did him as well. He's straight in the Africa to glory.
Yeah.
But that's there's not much else to say about Morocco. I think every player has shown up. They've shown heart, especially that midfield 3. Onuahi as well. He's been quality. He's really good at breaking through those lines. I think he's a bit more of an 8, which is how he's been playing. But defensively, he's very solid as well.
Yeah.
The fullbacks have both been incredible. Even Mazraoui was injured for the last game against Portugal, and I saw Allah come in at that left back spot, and I thought, ooh. It's a bit dodgy. I don't know if he's as good as Mazraoui, but defensively, he locked up Bernardo Silva, locked up João Felix. He had everyone locked up. He was very, very good. He could even get a start against France because I think against someone like Dembele, you'd want that defensive prowess. But everyone's been showing up. Sofiane Boufal playing like rolling back the years, like he's in his prime again. And Nisri, I think, is a bit dodgy, but he's scoring important goals. And I'm actually really happy that man Chedri, I think his name is, got red carded because he is a fraud. There's not much to say, but he missed that crucial chance against Spain, kicked it straight at Unai Simon, got red carded. He misses so many chances. He's a fraud, but that's about all I think we should say. Morocco.
We'll just give a bit of credit to Ashraf Hakimi, of course.
Quality.
He's absolutely
Been
incredible.
solid the whole tournament.
One of the best fullbacks in the world I'd have to say. But moving on to the next team, boys, is there anyone else in particular, Reuben, maybe that thought
this
surprised
is
you?
a little controversial one again, but Saudi Arabia did quite well. In a game against Poland, I think they were a little unlucky not to
Very
win.
unlucky. They got very unlucky not to go up in the side of the game. 'cause
They
were
played
doing very
amazing
well.
football. Kano turned into the Arab Paul Pogba. He was amazing. Bro, Kano was balling. It looks like someone we know.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It looks exactly like a kid we used to play football with. But
facts. But they
I
were
don't
good.
know. They played very well against Argentina. Played solid football against Poland. Unlucky to Poland weren't that good that game. They
They
were
got
pretty
unlucky.
bad.
I think conceding first.
We were watching
Yeah,
that game together as well. Saudi Arabia played great football.
Very
And
unlucky.
that you were talking about their coach Renard. I don't know much about him, but he
Renard
got him
is-
playing good football. I mean,
His
his
track record-
achievements.
There's a video that I found. It's just 6 minutes of him giving a halftime team talk.
Yeah, against the
Holy
Argentina
shit!
game.
If I was on the receiving end of that, and what I love is that he gives it in. He gives the actual talk. He gives the actual talk in English, but he has an Arabic commentator there with him. He's like yelling and screaming at the players going off his head, and the
other guy
and
just-
and the other guy just turns around and just starts yelling it back. I'm just like, yes, this guy's got his shit down. But yeah, like I said, what was just a bit disappointing, and I think ultimately led to them not making it through the group stage, was just the lack of a striker. I mean, there's only so much that Al Dasari can do.
They had a great midfield. The techie wingers.
Yeah. Their midfield was very solid. I think a lot of
Very, very good.
I've got to give credit to teams like Saudi Arabia, Australia, and we'll talk about maybe Japan a bit later, but yeah,
Stevens boys.
yeah. So basically just a real congratulations to all of the teams from the Asian Confederation doing a really good job to sort of raised the profile of Asian football.
Yeah, unlike Craig Foster shitting on Asian football
Mm.
after Iran lost to an England golden generation.
And scored 2 goals as well.
Yeah,
against this
exactly.
England golden generation.
They
But,
did, yeah.
I'll just give a quick word to maybe some other teams. Maybe Ecuador. I thought they were fantastic. Youngest team in the tournament.
They showed some promise.
So much energy. Estupinian,
Even
Hinsape,
the right back.
Caicedo, Plata as well. Oh, and who could forget
And of Valencia.
Enna Valencia,
Oh, yeah.
the
Won the
World
ball.
Cup, Van Basten. He was he was the Ecuadorian R9. Absolutely incredible.
And
No, but-
Valencia.
yeah.
He's
But,
quality,
but
to
in
be
all
fair.
seriousness, he turned up and it was really fun to see. I still remember the scenes on the game against Qatar where he scored 2 goals and everyone was just like, oh my god, he's this World Cup fucking Diego Forlan.
I think Qatar was just trash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had the worst. They're the
were
worst.
Terrible.
They-
Well, no,
my
they are
goodness.
they are by date the worst host country.
Lost every game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not the first.
Conceded the
in ages.
most goals, I think, in a
Yeah.
group.
I did smile a little inside when they scored against the
I
Netherlands
didn't care.
and Senegal.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
No.
I was a bit happy. But what sucked is because they scored against them, but half the fans had already left the stadium at that point because they were too pissed to see their team.
That's why I thought it was going to be a dead World Cup, because when I watched Ecuador versus Qatar, the stadium was just empty, and then it was just the atmosphere was so dead whenever Qatar played. So I'm glad they got knocked out. Like, you're not even showing up in your own country for one of the biggest tournaments in the world. It was terrible.
Yeah, maybe just a quick word on some other on maybe 2 other teams. South Korea showed some great fight. Hyunmin Son maybe didn't play as big of a role as we expected in keeping them
Put up a
alive, but
fight against Ghana as well.
you know
think
what?
that's
The
for me.
K-pop merchants got it through. They put in a shift, and you got to respect it. And one that I'm pretty sure most people will be talking about, Japan, absolutely incredible.
I have some dodgy takes on this, but I think Japan got very lucky that Spain did not play all their starters in that final game. I think the same thing for South Korea with Portugal, and Tunisia almost got very lucky and went through with France playing their their second team as well. It actually also happened with Cameroon. Brazil played their second team, they lost, but Switzerland got very lucky to beat Serbia 3-2. But I think it happened to a lot of teams. I think they played the second team. They did play really well. You can't deny that. They played really good football.
Yeah.
But I think they did get a bit lucky in the fact that Spain didn't play their starters. It could have been.
No, I think that's fair. That's fair criticism, but also that win against Germany. Oh my god, they had 20-something% possession only, and
the Germany game was very good. I thought.
Yeah, Germany faced some of the similar problems that maybe Spain faced, where they held majority possession, but couldn't really offer much. And I think that led to Japan being able to capitalize on the counter.
Again, just a lack of a striker, really.
Yeah, 100%. We've been talking about it, for years now, and hopefully we're going to see a turnaround in the future. Maybe a good Japanese striker coming through, because they've got fantastic fullbacks. They've got Nagatomo, I think, was really good this tournament. Gondo, the goalkeeper, solid. Their midfield, Endo put in a shift every single game. Junya Ito didn't play as much as I would have liked him to, but
That's the thing. That's what I didn't get. I think all of their best attacking players were on the bench.
I don't understand why.
Especially
in the game
in
against
Costa
Costa Rica
Rica.
when they lost one, did they lose one?
They lost 1-0.
No. It was 2-0, wasn't it?
No, it was 1-0.
Was it 1-0?
They had one shot on target.
And that was the goalkeeper
Why did
mistake
they?
as
Why
well.
did they? I don't understand, because I was saying this at the time.
It's on
Why
their
did they
faults.
play their second team? I don't understand it.
The thing, it happened in other games as
half
well.
of their team were J League dons, but you've got guys like Junya Ito, you got Endo, you got Kamada, you got all these guys, but you're resting some of your best players. I don't know if all of them were rested, but you rested some of your best players. Just put out your strongest 11.
It
But
happened in every game though. Like Matoma, Ito,
Matoma didn't start a whole game.
Minamino was
I'm pretty sure.
off the bench as well, and
Yeah.
there was another. I can't remember his name.
Matoma
I think
is that guy,
Maeda.
by the way.
Was-
Oh yeah,
I
Daisuke
think he was off
Maeda.
the bench.
I'm very
For Celtic.
surprised that Japan did not bring Kyogo Furuhashi to the tournament, considering the form he's been on for Celtic. But that's besides the point. Matoma is that guy, by the way. He is incredible.
Matoma,
I'm a
the
big
one
fan.
off of
It was
Brighton.
just
He's
a
been
great
really good at
display of
Brighton.
Asian
Yeah.
He
football.
came on against
It was
Liverpool and he
beautiful.
cooked Trent since he started.
Alrighty. Let's maybe move on to maybe the meat and veg of the conversation. The round of 16 and the quarterfinals. Starting off, Socceroos versus Argentina. One of the biggest games you've got to say in Australian football, maybe ever.
Let me make a statement here.
We'll let you start off.
I am
Reuben.
sick of these people who aren't. If you're not from Argentina and you live in Australia and you're supporting Argentina just because you wanted Messi to win his last World Cup, which we're all rooting for now that Australia are out,
Yeah.
get out of the
I'm
country,
in
bro.
Morocco.
Get out.
Genuinely.
And these people, they complain about how Australian football's so bad. But then the minute we play a European team where you have a hot football player with six-pack abs, you just bandwagon to them.
Jude Bellingham,
100%.
I was messaging this girl on Instagram. I was like, are you going to back the Socceroo? She's like, I should, but... And she put the Argentina and the little, like, thirsty emoji. I'm like, get out.
No.
I held back on what I was going to say to her, but
I do hope you blocked her. Did you block her?
I berated her.
Oh.
Let's just say I berated her because it's just disgraceful. This country, I mean,
That is disgusting.
Why live here if you're not going to support the country?
No, but
Kick him mad.
I am
Get him
really...
out.
The performance itself was actually not bad, actually.
I expected
It was
I
great.
was very surprised.
We were way
It was
more in the
very
game than I
good.
thought.
We did better than
Look,
Croatia. to be fair.
Keanu
Very
Backus,
good,
I
very
think, absolute stormer of a game he had. Julian Alvarez has had a really good tournament for Argentina when he's played. I think he's probably up there for young player of the tournament. Up there with probably Jude Bellingham. Up there for
It's
the
21. How old's Julian Alvarez?
22. Oh, is it 21 and
It's
under?
21
Yeah,
and
yeah.
under.
So it's probably going to go to Bellingham. But
But definitely go to Bellingham.
yeah,
There's not really anyone else in the squad still. In any of the squads still that would go.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. But yeah, soccer is played.
Potentially Guardiola, but I think
Socceroos had a great tournament.
Gvardiol, yeah, maybe, but I think he just got cooked by Messi too much. We're not going to cover the semi-finals here this week, by the way, or the quarters.
we could
Um,
potentially go to the quarters, but
Maybe, but
there's not much to say.
we'll
really.
probably leave
We've
it
already
for the,
gone
we'll
into
probably
push
leave
for
for the next
Morocco
episode
game.
when we do the grand final recap. We'll just cap the rest of the
Yeah.
finals as well. But yeah, what more can be said about the Socceroos? Oh, the
could
Garen Qual chance at the end.
But then
My
people
God.
act like he missed an open. People act
was
like
a
he
hard
missed an
shot.
open
Yeah,
goal.
by the
It
way,
was
can
difficult.
I just say, if you are one of those people, or if you know any people that were racially abusing this guy, this fucking 18-year-old who nearly equalized against Argentina. By the way, it was a very hard chance to begin with. The way he shifts his body and gets his weight around to get that shot off in the first place was fantastic. He didn't miss that shot. It was a great save by Martinez. If you're giving him racial abuse, honestly, I hate to not be PG here, but just go fuck yourself, really. Like it was honestly disgusting
Yeah.
to see that. But yeah, Argentina, fantastic team. I honestly feel like they will win the tournament. I hope they do. I'd love to see
Yeah,
Messi
I
winning
wanna
the
see
World Cup.
Morocco win.
I don't want to see either of them win. I'm glad Portugal got knocked out because
So
the
happy.
fanboys are so annoying.
Morocco
So
winning
sad.
the World Cup.
Why did you
Come
not stop
on.
Ronaldo? Because he's shite.
Damn.
Flush.
No, even like
Just better.
I don't even want Argentina to win. To be honest, I'm sick of the fanboys. The fanboys ruin the sport.
If it's not
Messi
Morocco, I would say
fanboys
Argentina.
are annoying. Ronaldo fanboys are annoying. It's just
Yeah.
better if none of them win the tournament, so they can both just shush.
Daniel,
I can
we'll
put my
let you
hands
say
up and say
something
I'm
on
a Messi
the
fanboy.
topic. Do you have anything to say on Socceroos versus Argentina?
Socceroos versus Argentina was a game of the tournament for me. That's probably me being a bit biased there, but it was fabulous to see that.
Yeah.
I expected a lot worse from us, but we actually
And
kept it there for a while.
yeah.
But yeah, I watched it with Reuben myself, and it was a very entertaining. I fell asleep. I just remembered I fell asleep halfway through.
You know,
My
the
game
very
of the
entertaining
tournament.
game
My
of the
game
tournament. I fell asleep at
halfway through.
crazy part is when Goodwin scored that goal, I rushed to his room like,
Yeah.
"Yo, we just scored.
We went to
Come
bed.
back,
You
And I was
come
like,
back."
what
Wait,
the
wait,
fuck?
wait.
That's when
there's no
heuristic.
way.
I think
You
no,
went
that
to
was
bed.
after.
You didn't even fall asleep you just went to bed. That's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
no. I
When
was
Goodwin
knackered.
scored, I was like, I woke him, was like, get the fuck up now. Goodwin just scored.
No, but I remember I was up by myself watching the game. I was literally like turned away, not paying attention. I was drinking water. I turned back to the screen. Goodwin's deflected shot goes in. I start choking. I'm just like fucking dying. But Goodwin's scoring, so I'm going ape shit at the same time.
You know what?
When
Reuben came into my room, I was sort of daydreaming as well. Like he's like, "Oh, Goodwin just scored. Get the fuck up!" I'm like, it's just a dream. Fuck me."
And you're like, you literally said, if they score again, wake me up. I'm like, oh great, isn't that good? They score again.
I don't remember
God.
saying
The one thing I found quite fulfilling or like reassuring in that game was that we went 1-0 up. He made a couple changes, and the fact that we were actually able to keep the ball and actually put pressure on that Argentinian
Heuristic and
defense.
Qual really changed towards the end of that game.
I actually thought Grand Qual was a bit like he was a bit silent for me till that last chance.
He only played like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm about
that
to
is
say.
fair, but
That's what
I think Argentina were pretty solid in defense, and we promised we'd talk about it. We're talking about it now. Aziz Bayic, unsung
Quality.
hero of that World Cup campaign for me. If he scored that goal against Argentina, not only does that win goal of the tournament for me, But I reckon that's possibly one of the greatest like footballing moments in Australian history
Yeah,
ever.
no, it goes down.
That's up there for me.
Easily.
That's up there with Cahill's volley against the Netherlands. That's up there with
Facts.
Aloisi's penalty against
No, because
Uruguay.
you got to think about it though.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Cahill scored in the group stage, whereas Bajic, if he scored that goal, it would have kept us in the
elite
round.
limbs, elite limbs. But yeah, I mean, what can we really say that hasn't been said already? It was a great campaign. Socceroos fans
I gotta
turned
go
up.
back to that grand qual moment.
No, but the thing
I
is,
want to
with
live
me,
in that moment.
Even
That was
if,
so much
let's say he gets it past Martinez, right? He has to shoot it to Martinez's right, which is his left.
Yeah.
Right? There was, I forgot who was on the line, but whoever would have gotten that.
It would have been Emi Martinez or something like that.
Yeah, no, let's say he got it past Martinez.
Not Martinez.
amount of
Sandro
BLM.
Martinez. Sorry.
Yeah, and let's say he manages to chip Martinez. He's got his left side covered, so how does he score that chance?
He does.
It's really difficult, and you can't give him crap for that. But I've got to say, you got to look forward to the future of the Socceroos. I mean, you got some
That's if we
brilliant.
play our cards right, though.
That is true, but you got some brilliant players coming through. Maybe just a quick wrap on the rest of the round of 16s games. We'll just make it quick because
Japan got
we've
unlucky
talked enough.
against Croatia. I thought.
Yeah,
Dominated that game. Got
100%.
unlucky. Yeah,
Croatia didn't excite me all tournament. I was really surprised they got past Brazil, but we'll talk about that on the next episode more in depth. Brazil destroyed Korea. I don't really think there was much in it. That second half, was really boring to watch, but that first 30 minutes was just, oh man, it was pure
First 10
favelas.
minutes,
I thought they
bro.
were going to put them into double digits,
First
man.
10
It was
minutes.
crazy. Netherlands destroying the USA. That put a massive smile on my face. Cody Gakpo, the GOAT.
I think the USA got
He's
quite
been
unlucky.
fucking.
Gakpo didn't do much in that game, did he?
Huh?
Gakpo didn't do much in that game.
I think he scored a goal. He
No,
scored the first goal, did he not?
No, Daley Blind scored one. Dumfries scored
Oh,
one.
Denzel
scored
Yeah,
Denzel Dumfries was
Dumfries,
the.
yeah.
Depay scored the first one.
Depay
Sorry,
scored
my
the first
apologies.
one, and then it was
Denzel
Blind.
Dumfries.
Quality in that game.
Yeah, 100%.
But about
Fantastic.
Gakpo, I just can't wait for him. When he's
I
in
just don't
his
see what
prime,
club he goes to.
he's going to be insane.
I
If he's doing
have a
what he's
feeling he
doing
goes to
right,
United.
if he's doing what he's
I don't
doing
think
right
United
now,
need him. I don't think United need him.
if he's doing what he's doing right now, I just reckon he's going to be insane.
Yeah, agreed.
That kid is amazing.
Agreed.
I'd take him at United.
I think we'll take
You're
him every.
dealing,
time.
you're
Just
dealing
where
with
he plays.
fucking. You're dealing with fucking Anthony Elanga right now, bro. Like,
This is
Anthony
sort of
Elanga plays on the wing. We don't even have a
Where do you think
striker.
Gakpo play?
Yeah, where's
This is the thing,
Gakpo play
This is the
then?
thing. This is
We can put
something
him
we
up top.
It's something we can describe
Yeah,
another,
you put
talk about
Elanga
another
up
day.
top.
But I don't think he's an out and
Not as a
I don't think
striker,
he's
we
a sole
can't.
number. I don't think he's a lone number 9. I don't
No,
think he
of
plays
course
by
not. Of
himself.
course not.
And I think he already
I
has
think he
good
plays
wingers,
well
I don't-
in the front too. Yeah, but United play more of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I don't think I don't see him at
That's why I
United.
play him off the left. Play him
But
off
who
the
do you
left.
play? Rashford's already there.
Gakpo gets in over.
I think
Rashford.
Gakpo gets in over Rashford, but I'd back who I wouldn't waste money because you're already paying Rashford such a
I
high
honestly,
salary.
if PSG reports coming out saying PSG is seriously in for Rashford,
Mm.
if that's true, get the money for Rashford,
Sell it.
run and get
Get
Gakpo
the
in.
fuck
If
out
you
of
have
there.
any brain cells
Just
left,
get the fuck out of there once you sell.
that board has been absolutely disastrous in recent years. But if they have any brain cells left, if they have anything to give left to the club, get Rashford out, get Gakpo in with that money.
We already talked about Morocco, Spain, so there's not much else to say there.
Yeah, not really much.
England,
to say.
Senegal. I thought Senegal got quite. I think if they had Mane, it's a completely different game because they missed a lot of chances early on.
Yeah,
That really would have changed the game.
I just feel like they missed those chances early on, and
Bellingham
just
really showed
from
himself
there,
in
the
that game.
confidence just didn't seem there. It just looked really lax. They let England get into the
Bellingham
game
played
too
really
much.
well that game though. England played really good in transition that game, I thought. But then France, Poland. There's not much else to say there. Mbappe played incredibly. Very good player.
And
That first goal he scored was disrespectful as hell. The amount of space they gave him to take his time and put in the top ins. But yeah,
Portugal, Switzerland.
Portugal,
Yeah,
Switzerland.
Portugal,
There's not much
Switzerland,
else to say there.
Goncalo Ramos. I heard a lot of people saying he should win a young player of the tournament just off of one game, but let's be real here.
No.
But seriously, that was a great game. It gave me a bit of optimism about how they would perform because
couldn't get it past
in the
boys.
next stage, but they just never really showed it against Morocco.
past Jawad El Yamek.
Alrighty, I think that's going to wrap us up for today's episode. Thank
Yes,
you all for
sir.
tuning in. Brilliant stuff today, boys. Really enjoyed this chat. But yes, we will be back with future content, future podcasts, and updates will be provided on our Instagram and our Twitter pages. So please follow us at the Back Four Pod. That's for the number, not for the word, because that one was fucking taken, and I was heartbroken. For the number. But yeah, like I said, thanks for joining in, and yeah. Please let us know any topics that you'd like to see in future podcasts.
Because you guys want to hear what we have to say.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
we have if you
guys
haven't figured out
are
for the
producers of the
past
show.
hour or so of us talking, we have absolutely zero ball knowledge.
Speak
But
for
you know
yourself,
what we have? We have youth and charisma.
We have vibes.
Yes.
We have
We
vibes.
BLM.
we have the looks.
So chat to us, talk to
I
us.
don't know about that one.
Nah, mate, we're
maybe
sexy.
not the looks. Maybe some of us, but maybe not. But yeah, send us in any topics that you'd like us to cover. We're happy to cover pretty much whatever on this podcast, as long as it's, like we said, MA 15 plus. Please do not send us in the Goncalo Ramos video. We do not want to see that here.
I've seen enough of it.
I saw a
makes
snippet
sense.
of it and I can't get that out of my mind. Anyways,
Neither could I for the opposite reasons.
anyways, thank you all so much
Well,
for
that
tuning
Sterling
in.
video as well.
Oh God, let me
That
wrap up.
Sterling
Let me
video.
wrap up the podcast. Jesus Christ! Alrighty,
long.
thank you all for tuning in. It's been a great episode. We hope you'll be with us for the future,
We will.
and we'll see you guys next time.
See you, Alex.
Bye,
See you, love.
See you, Reuben. Bye bye.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
Bye-bye.